I don't see it on the promo corner.
We are live on Facebook.
Oh,
Yep.
here we
Welcome,
go.
everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Industry Insider, your promotional podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. I'm Jeff Franklin, one of your co-hosts, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, and I'm joined by three other lovely folks, and we'll get to them in just a second. But before we do, I just want to let you guys know that Next Level Apparel, it was not all about reinventing the wheel, okay? It's about revolutionizing it. In 2020, Next Level Apparel transformed the industry's tubular tee by combining art and science to create the 1800 unisex ideal heavyweight tee. This vision was to create a tubular tee that offers an elevated fit made of soft fabric and everyday function inspired by streetwear, skatewear, surfwear, and workwear. Every cut, every thread, every person has come together to make this durable, heavyweight cotton tee the new benchmark in streetwear fit and workwear function. You don't want to miss out on this tee. Go to visit nextlevelapparel.com to get more information. I'm joined today by Stephen McFadden. Stephen, say hello from Perfect Promotions and More in sunny North Carolina, as we're told.
It's been raining for 5 days.
Yeah.
And the forecast shows 2 more weeks of rain. So
Oh,
Great.
I like
So-
rain.
It's
yeah, you guys.
great umbrella weather.
Yeah.
It's great
there you
umbrella weather. Save it for a rainy day or month.
There you go. So that other voice you're hearing is Charity Gibson. If you're not familiar with Charity, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under, but Charity, say hello to the folks.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, with Peerless Umbrella. And then also, as always, our favorite Meg Erber with S&S Activewear.
Your favorite Meg Gerber, aside from the other
Yeah,
one.
we know a lot of
Your
Meg
favorite
Gerbers.
Erber. There are a few out there, and you're our favorite. So
Oh, that's amazing. I think
Top
that's what my
5
mom
Meg
calls me, her
Gerbers.
favorite daughter, too. My mom and my dad both.
Fair
I'm the only
enough.
daughter.
So, Stephen, I think we wanted to talk about Promo Corner today, a little bit of mentorship and sort of where that takes place with what's happening now, and sort of a little bit about, what's happening there. So, Stephen, why don't you kick us off a little bit? Well, actually, first, let's go to Charity and just get a little bit of background.
yeah.
So if you have been sleeping under a rock, Charity Gibson would like to fill you in on what she's doing. So, Charity, give us just a quick highlight
Of me in general.
of yourself, what you've been doing, and how things have been going for you the last couple of months.
What do we
or,
say,
Or
Jeff?
2020.
2 minutes or we cut them off? Is that what
Yeah,
we do?
3 minutes. After that, we just close the show down. You're done.
It's just done. A little bit about me. I've spent the last 12 weeks drinking a lot of coffee and
As soon as you
figuring
said
out how to
drinking
dye
a
my own
lot
hair.
of, I thought you were going to
Yeah.
go alcohol related, and I was going to
yeah.
be right there with you.
Yeah, right? I know people probably think that I do, just some of my posts, but really I have had 1 bottle of wine in 12 weeks and 2 beers. It's really, really lame. Lots of coffee though. For those that don't know me, Charity Gibson with Peerless Umbrella. I also own a company called Green Banana Social, so I rock some social media consulting for some people in the industry.
Nice.
Host of the Badass Women of Promo podcast, and then most people know of promokitchen.org, and I've actually been kind of a founding chef. I was one of the first people that were brought in by Mark Graham back in the early days, the OG in 2010, and have moved into the executive leadership kind of role. And some new chefs have come in, Stephen, and Promo Kitchen is rocking and rolling just like it was in the good old days. So fun time to be part of this industry. I think there's a lot happening.
Very good. So for
You didn't even have to cut me off.
I know.
That's great.
I'm
I was
floored.
thinking
That's
3, 2.
The hook comes in.
The mute button.
Yeah.
That was a really good quick recap. So thank you. So for those of you that don't know what Promo Kitchen is, maybe Charity and Stephen, maybe you can give us sort of your feedback on what Promo Kitchen's all about. If anybody wants to get involved, how you go about doing so, and just maybe a highlight on Promo Kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I can start, and then Stephen, if you want to kind of pick up. 2011, 2010 is when Promo Kitchen kind of came together, and it was started by the OGs of Rebel Promo, I like to call them, like Mark Graham, Bobby Lee Hugh, Danny Rosen, Brad White was back in there back in the day. A number of people that really just had the idea that they wanted to promote education and mentorship in the industry, kind of that rising tide lifts all ships mentality, and that when one of us does better, the whole industry is better because of it. And so that was the entire mission of the organization, completely autonomous. We're not affiliated with ASI or PPAI or anything like that, mostly because we want to be able to speak our minds and say what we want, and kind of just get on that bleeding edge of things without worrying about alliances or anything like that. Not in a bad way. We appreciate the industry organizations from that standpoint, but we just wanted to make sure that we don't piss anybody off if we say things that nobody agrees with. So that was kind of it. The pillars, obviously, mentorship and education. We accomplish those by providing podcasts, webinars, writing articles. So if you go to promokitchen.org, you'll see a ton of just information there and things that people have written over the years. Just massive library of helpful things in the areas of operations, sales and marketing, creative, current events, and then obviously we throw a big mixer in Vegas, and then mentorship and is a huge part too. So you can either sign up to be a mentor or sign up to get one mentored as well. So, and then Stephen, you're part of our sous chef program. This came in, I think we started that 2 years ago. Actually, Bill Petrie was one of the people that helped head that up, and just kind of recruiting volunteers to kind of earn your apron, so to speak, and work your way up into becoming a chef by just kind of doing things. So I'll shut up here and let you take it, what you've experienced with Promo Kitchen and why you decided to be part of it.
Yeah. So, and I think one of the main reasons we wanted to shed some light on it specifically right now is Promo Kitchen's always done a really good job at tackling whatever the relevant topics are by providing that education. I know they're obviously they're doing stuff with the social injustice currently. They're doing stuff with with COVID. They've been doing a lot of articles and education with that. They tackled head on the Fast Company article that came out, doing even an interview with the writer. So there's all sorts of really, really cool education platforms. And one of the things I think that gets missed in the industry, and I don't know if it's just we've talked about this in other insider episodes with this idea of collaboration, and people are scared to share. And that's more of a new, I think we're getting out of that, the younger that the industry is getting, but it has been something that the industry has had to battle, where people just felt like everyone around them is competing, they're enemies, you can't talk with them. And one of the things I learned, I'm trying to think, probably 5-6 years ago, was getting involved with, even the Common SKU folks, and then with Promo Kitchen, is just, this idea of collaboration with competitors is actually a huge competitive advantage. And, just being able to learn with one another. And one of the best ways that I was able to do that was through mentorship. I got involved and did, I've had mentors in the industry outside of the PK model. But once I found out about Promo Kitchen, they actually have a dedicated mentor-mentee partnership where they help set you up with mentors, get you on some sort of a schedule that you set up between the two of you, and that goes between a 6 and 8 month period, and then you can decide to continue it on, which most of them do. You end up making friends, and you see them in Vegas, and you get to catch up with them, which is always the best part. But I went through it as a mentee, and then became a mentor, and I've been a mentor to 3 different folks, all with different experiences. But it's one of those things right now I feel like should be taken advantage of. There's so much going on. People have so many questions about their business. And I do know that PK right now has a lot of mentors that are not matched with people that need to be mentored. So, it's kind of an all call, why not get connected with somebody, right? I think this is a great platform to do that. And it's just a matter of just breaking that barrier and realizing, hey, we can learn a lot more together than separated. And
so what you're saying, because I don't know if I understood you. You're saying that there's more mentors than mentees right now? Yeah,
right now they need people to mentor, to get matched up with mentors. Be confused with this. We need some people that would like to be in the mentorship program.
I want to be menteed. I want to be menteed. That's exactly. When it's unusual, it's funny that you say that, because for so many years now, in full transparency, our mentorship program, maybe we're the pioneers of this, right? So we had no idea what we were doing in the beginning. We're like, we just want to help people, and all obviously very good intention, but trying to organize people that are like, yeah, we want this. Now all of a sudden there's 160 people that are like, we want help, and we have like 4 people that are like, we're here to help. So over the last 10 years, we had somebody running it, and then obviously we're trying to like bring in new leadership every couple years, and so it's gone through some great transitions. So I guess I would say too, I know in the past we've had a backlog of like 60 people waiting to be paired with somebody to help them.
Wow.
And then we kind of cycled through, we broke that down. We've got a new vetting process. And so now we have the opposite problem where we need people that want to come and, you know, get mentored. But there have been some bumps along the way too. So I guess in full transparency, I would say if you've tried to be part of it before and maybe didn't have the best experience. A lot of people, majority of people had fantastic experiences, but some people, you know, it took a while to get a match, and then you kind of lose enthusiasm. So Promo Kitchen's kind of all brand new. It's got a, you know, renewed energy and new people and new processes, which is probably the most important. I can't talk today. It's important.
That's usually me. I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, that.
So what makes, okay, so you said you guys had have a new vetting process. So who is the ideal candidate for someone that wants to be mentored? Would you say that someone that has maybe even been in the industry a while but wants to evolve and adapt? Would you say that would be somebody that would be, I mean, they might be an industry veteran, but they've always done things a certain way. And now because of what has happened with this pandemic or to their business because of COVID, do you think maybe with them wanting to evolve and adapt and to try something new, that this might be something that would be beneficial to them? Because I'm trying to look at it as maybe not just all young people coming in, you know, sometimes the people that have been for a while can learn from the newer people because they have new ideas, fresh ways of doing things. Like, I hate to say this, but I used to work at a company and I was like the oldest person there. And I was definitely not the smartest person in the room, but that's how I grew because I was around these kids that were just brilliant. And I was like, I wouldn't even have thought of that. And I was like 31 when this happened. So, you know, like, I wasn't exactly an old timer.
I mean, just last year.
yeah.
Well, Meg, I will say, you know, one of the things PK talks about is even though there's titles of mentor and mentee, it's definitely a mutual learning process.
I bet.
When I was matched up for my very first time, you know, I had already been in the industry 9 years. So, you know, I probably could have done either side, but I was like, I just want to be paired with anybody. You know, I really don't care what the title is. And it ended up just being this collaborative back and forth. We had completely different models, completely different industries we worked with. And there were some kind of tips and tricks that we were able to pick up from each other. So I don't even think it needs, you know, you'd have to feel inferior being a mentee, you know, it's the same, you know, heck, you could probably match 2 mentors up together. It would be just fine. So Charity, if you want to talk about the vetting, I'm not too in tune with all that.
Well, obviously we let you in, so it's just a free for all.
So anybody,
it's just a free for all. Anybody.
We just like throw it in the air and catch one. Be like, all right. Now, so for a long time, it was kind of anybody could be a mentor and a mentee. We have done obviously some work to pair people up with different skill levels, suppliers to suppliers, that kind of thing. And then in the last couple of years, last couple of months, I should say, it's gotten more strict. So even just signing up, we actually have like a small video that we ask you to record to kind of get past your little fear of that. It's still a really easy process, but you do have to have a little bit of industry experience because our mentors, obviously you've got high profile, you've got, you know, newer people starting out too that have only been in it a couple of years, but it is important that you have some industry experience so that we know that you are actually invested in staying in this industry so that the time that people are volunteering, because it is all volunteer, isn't going to be wasted. You're not going to just, you know, dip out after, you know, 2 months. You're like, I'm brand new, I'm going to try this thing out and leave. Like, that's kind of not what we're here for. So we just want to make sure that you're invested in the industry and invested in the community. So it's not difficult by any means. It's just you do have to have been here for, I think it's a year minimum. And that's, you know, to be mentored. Now, to be a mentee, I think you mentioned something too. It's like, you don't have to feel inferior. A lot of people are like, I don't have anything to teach anybody. And I would say that's 100% not true. If you are new in the industry, like Steve was saying, you probably have some really cool ideas. Or Meg, you were saying too, like newer people to the industry, you haven't been jaded yet by some of the weird
Always
things
say
about
that.
our industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so really being mentored or menteed is just all about mindset. So it has nothing to do with age or nothing to do with tenure. It's about having an open mind and, just being willing to kind of flesh things out with another person, bounce things off, another person and kind of brainstorm together too. So, and different people do it different ways. So
As a mentee, what would you expect to gain from enrolling in the program? Like if you guys are short on mentees, like how can we put it out there to the world and give people or entice them to put the hook in to, get them to go join as somebody that wants to get mentored, if that makes sense. Like what
Yes.
can you expect to gain from that?
Well, I always start off, like I said, I've done 3. I've mentored 3 different people. And I've always started off each one of them with, how would you define success with this mentorship? Because it's different for everybody. 2 of the ones I was with were actually trying to get off of being in the industry part-time and get into it full-time. They were trying to make that bridge from working 2 different jobs and feeling comfortable to make that jump, to come full into the industry. And I respect that, and that's great. So for them, it was to be able to feel comfortable enough to leave, to build their business up enough where they can commit fully to the industry. So that was just kind of me talking with them about, all right, well, how do we define that? Like, where do you need to be, financially, where do you need to be time-wise? What does that look like? Because I don't know, until you share that with me. So that was, a couple of people's example. Another one was just, business efficiency. And so I think it's different for each person, as long as, all the mentors that I know of are very adaptable, and it's a custom program. There's no set guidelines. There's no set formality with it. It's literally just 2 people working together to figure out, okay, how can we help each other? And along the way, they share stuff with you and you're like, I never thought about it like that. So,
it's massive.
that's it.
Very cool.
I'll
So
add
Steven-
that this industry, sorry, real quick.
No, go ahead.
This industry becomes your family. Like, Q1, you are on the road, like literally outside reps, you're on the road just 3 months straight. And those people that you're on the road with, doing these trade shows with, and they become your family. It's literally your family away from your family. So I think I've always looked at Promo Kitchen like that. They've had that family vibe, and a lot of things have come from that. And it's just really exciting to see how everything's come together. Charity and I met way back when, and we kind of always, we would room together and we would go to dinners together, and we've just been friends for such a long time. And we met through this industry. Like, where did we meet, Charity? Was it all just online, or I don't even remember how we met?
Yeah, I think it was definitely online. We had been talking about, I forget what, but yeah, through Promo Kitchen, like some of the pages, and I connected with you, I think through Mark Graham, and we had never met in person. Actually, the funniest story I think is still hilarious about the day that we met. I was going to, was it ASI San Diego back when it was in San Diego?
Yes.
And Meg, I was like, I don't know if I can come. I'm just starting out. Like, I don't know, finances wise, 10 years ago, brand new distributor. It had been like 3 months after starting my own company. And Meg's like, it's okay, you can room with me. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, cool. So hop on a plane, get to San Diego. And she's like, there's a key at the desk. I had never met Meg before. Like, all I know is she's some like MMA person that's like could probably kill me if I, whatever. Like, I'm walking into this room blind, like her suitcase is there, whatever. Like, is she gonna jack my stuff? Like, what is this? And so I remember it's like, wait, she walks in and she's like, oh my gosh, it's so good to meet you finally. And then
crazy.
we spent the rest of the next 3 days, like, eating McDonald's chicken nuggets at 3 o'clock in the morning and like becoming the best friends ever. So no, this industry is certainly full of just friendly people that do become your family. And the mentorship program, kind of the same thing. Promo Kitchen has certainly become my family through all of this. It's really funny for me personally. Like I said, back then I was a newer distributor, and Mark Graham invited me in when this whole thing got off the ground back, 2011. So I had really been open 6 or 7 months at that point. And he invited me into Promo Kitchen because he said, you're the voice of the smaller distributor. You are just starting out, but somehow you have figured out a way to build a platform for yourself. And when you talk, people listen. And I want to help you share that story. And so he brought me on for me to do social media for Promo Kitchen. He brought me along, and helped me get on the speaking circuit, speaking in different things. And so I think that's the coolest thing about the program now. And now I've moved up. I've, taken different positions. I've built my career massively since then.
Mm-hmm. I've watched
And
you grow, and it's so, I love it. I've like from this little like pea pod into this like beautiful umbrella tree.
Umbrella tree.
Umbrella
But-
tree.
I'm gonna have to make one of those now when I get off this call.
Yeah,
make an umbrella
right.
tree for you. But that to me is the epitome of mentorship. It wasn't a
Yeah.
formal relationship, but all of these people took me under their wing, and now I'm on executive committee calls, and it's well, now of course with the changing of the guard. So our co-presidents this year are Johanna Gottlieb from Axis and Kate Plummer from Clearmount, one distributor, one supplier, and then it's Dale Denham, Mark Graham, Danny Rosen, Robert Fivash, and me. So before Joe and Kate came, it was like me and all the guys. And of course, obviously Larry Cohen from Access, pretty powerful. He's been in this a long time. His distributorship is like one of the top 40s. And he'll say something like, I don't agree with you. And he's like, oh, you're right. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why? Who am I to say anything? And it's never, I think that's the coolest part of all this is nobody makes you feel like you're inferior or that your ideas don't matter. They make you feel like you do matter and that you have good ideas, and they
That's
let you
awesome.
run and fall. And if you're willing to take the lead on something, it's like, well, what's the worst that could happen? Just try it. And so for me, that's probably been the coolest part of Promo Kitchen. And yeah, just the idea that you can make friends here. And then from a mentor, going back to like what you're talking about, what a mentor or a mentee would be expecting. Like Stephen said, it's different for everybody, and different mentors, sometimes they work too, sometimes they don't, but just because one relationship doesn't work out doesn't mean the next one won't. So re-up and try again. My situation, when I always listen to people's story and then I ask them where they want to be, and we build that 1-3-5 plan, and then we take the steps and work backwards. So, okay, this is where you want to be in 3 years or 5 years, just like a regular consultant would do. In my head, I am going to be a consultant one day. And just those, like baby steps backwards to figure out what step do you need to take tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that to get where you want to be in the short term and then also in the long term. But some people are structured and some people are not. You just have to kind of find it's like hairdressers. Yeah.
Mhm.
Find the mentor that works for you.
Yeah. So Stephen, are you still on the Spark work group, or did you roll off this year?
No, I'm the chair this year.
Oh, great. So I know that was something that they sort of always kind of threw out there as far as like a kind of developing a mentor-mentee type of relationship within Spark itself. Have you guys maybe thought about maybe creating some type of partnership with Promo Kitchen for after Spark, where people can sign up as a mentor or as a mentee with Promo Kitchen after the events?
It's definitely something that has been discussed. I know that we've divided up. There's the Ignite group and the Spark group. Those are more internal delineations between how long you've been in the industry, but it's also part of Spark. And so what we've tried to do is figure out internally how many people we have that are still in that Spark age range that are experienced versus inexperienced or new. And so based on the numbers, we're trying to figure out if there'd be a match to come up with a program. But even better, we've actually just figured, why don't we just feed them over to PK? So, if it already exists, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So we're trying to figure out ways to integrate that with the conference. Obviously, the conference is different now and has changed, but it is something that's in the works of how we can figure out how to funnel folks to that. We still have the Spark and Ignite connection internally, as well as on the the promo chat page and things like that, where people can get connected. But yeah, I think that's something that we're working towards. And to kind of bridge the gap of Spark, PK, and Promo Corner and Promo Show, we're actually trying an experiment that actually started this week with Promo Kitchen on Promo Show. So we're doing.
I'm so lost.
I know.
We're doing promo something.
Am I being mentored?
Yeah.
Promo somewhere. I'm promo
Yeah,
something.
we'll be on something somewhere. So every Monday for the next 5 or 6 weeks, we're actually on Promo Show. Promo Kitchen is on Promo Show.
Awesome.
And we're doing a 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock mentorship Mondays is what we're calling it.
I love it.
The idea
I absolutely
is,
love it. I'm going to jump in.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a
and-
different chef for sous chef that'll be in there between 1 and 3 on Mondays on Promo Show. And the idea with it is to figure out if there's a way to, either A, get people connected to Promo Kitchen to get mentored or be a mentor or mentee. But also if people have just general questions, it's more of like a group think mentorship. And I know that's something that they've discussed for a long time about having more of a group style mentorship base. And so this is our experiment. So if you're interested in checking that out, visit Promo Show to see Promo Kitchen. Hosted by Promo Corner,
which is powered by Promo Corner.
which is part of PPAI and ASI, and you can find things on ESP and Sage and
Fair enough. So, Charity, anything Peerless related that you want to drop something on it, or how what you've been up to for the last couple of months, or anything like that before we sort of close out?
Peerless sells masks.
Yeah, there you go. So you've been busy.
No,
yeah, you've been busy.
We have been busy. I just had to say that. No, you know what? Actually, with Peerless, the fun thing actually has been, I think just like anything I try to be involved with is asking the question, like that old cliche Wayne Gretzky quote, "Where's the puck going?" And so that's just been kind of what Peerless has always been innovative, and I really love that they give me the opportunity to just do what I do for them. And so it's been exciting. It's been, it's so funny because some of my friends obviously have been kind of a little bit more chill. They don't really have a whole lot to do right now. And I'm on the opposite side where I haven't been able to stop. So it's like, 12, 15, 16-hour days, just making sure we have flyers, making sure I'm commenting on every social media post that I can. And I'm sorry, I try not to be annoying. Like I just am doing my job, but I know it's a lot. So I guess that's, if I was going to say anything about Peerless, I guess I would say that I'm encouraged about what's happening next. And I'm excited to see how, not just Peerless, but the entire industry has been very adaptive. And whether there's a second wave or not, or who knows what, or if we get to travel again or we don't, I think the thing that I'm most proud about is that I'm pretty sure Peerless is going to be one of those companies that's going to adapt and evolve. And I'm excited to watch what happens next. I'm a little scared, but that scared and that fear is what's just empowering me to keep going every day and keep things fresh and new and changing. So if I had to say anything about that, it would be, yes, umbrella trees are next for you, Meg.
And like a family tree of umbrellas.
A family tree, and we got you covered, that whole thing.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. So what's your favorite, real quick, what is your favorite umbrella that you carry? I'm just curious. Like, what's the favorite one that you want? Is it the you know what I'm talking about, right?
The one that goes over your head.
The one that goes over your head.
It blocks the rain with the water.
No, it protects you from the rain. No, is it the one that goes like all the way around and it's clear? That's
the new bubble umbrella.
Yeah, it's super cute.
We just got the new bubble umbrella. I'm super excited about that. Actually, we brought in Kathy Scanlon that used to work with Rainkist after they closed.
Oh, wow.
And so we've picked up some of their styles, which is cool. The bubble umbrella is one of those. And I do love that from a fashion sense.
Mm-hmm.
But my absolute favorite umbrella in our line is the 2658F, which is the extreme. And if you go to our YouTube channel, we actually have a wind resistance demo. So it folds down to like 21 inches tall. And when it opens, though, it has this like pop sound and opens up to 58 inches. So it's a massive umbrella, like fiberglass frame, vented, pistol grip handle, and then you can put a turbine fan on it and blow it at like 70 miles an hour, and it's just like, and then it's at the end of the video, it just pops back to normal. It's like, whatever, like no big deal. So
I definitely lost an umbrella or two to the wind.
Yeah, I'll have to send you one of these.
Shameless plug, Charity. I think one of my favorites, and I hope you still carry this, is the outdoor one with the solar panel.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it's got solar panel chargers because on the pole,
that's cool.
Little USB plugs. So
that
if
is
you have
cool.
like outdoor eating spaces and whatever, you can just charge it up via your umbrella pole.
That's actually a great shameless plug. So right now we're selling our outdoor umbrellas, obviously, because with everything going on in social distancing and all that, most cities I've seen are actually closing down certain city blocks and moving a lot of the dining outside, al fresco.
Yep.
So they're buying patio umbrellas to line the streets with these big market umbrellas for eating outside. So great idea for restaurants, portable shade, obviously, too, if you've got people lining up outside to get in Costco or Home Depot. But that umbrella I love. for when concerts get back to being, outside again, we can do that, or just in general. Yeah, there's a solar panel at the top, or a solar strip at the top. The battery backup is in the base of the umbrella. You've got 2 USB 2.0 outs, so you can actually charge for up to 5 hours after the sun goes down. And who
So
can't
cool.
leave a millennial unable to Instagram our
Right.
food choices?
Right.
I feel like I need
Hashtag
one.
eat.
Distributors listening to the show, if you're not picking up on the nuggets, like on how to like adapt during these times, or as
Yeah,
people are starting to
great
reopen,
ideas right
then
there.
you're missing out on everything. You're missing
Then
out
you
on so
should
much because
Be mentied.
you should
by
be
a-
minted. Absolutely. You should go to
You
Promo
need a
Kitchen.
min- yeah.
Actually, no, you should go to promoshow.com and check
There
out
you go.
Promo Kitchen so that you can talk about some promo stuff. So since we're gonna talk about some promo stuff, we might as well talk about Next Level Apparel
Sure.
and this fantastic tubular tee that they've come out with. Listen, it wasn't about reinventing the wheel; it was about revolutionizing it. So in 2020, as I said before, Next Level transformed the industry's tubular tee by combining art and science to create the 1800 unisex ideal heavyweight tee. The vision was to create a tubular tee that offers an elevated fit made of soft fabric and everyday function inspired by streetwear, skatewear, surfwear, and workwear. Every cut, every thread, every person has come together to make this durable, heavyweight cotton tee the new benchmark in streetwear, fit, and workwear function. You don't want to miss it. Go to nextlevelapparel.com. Any closing comments from anybody? Meg? Charity?
Charity, you watched Goonies, right?
Yes,
Goonies
that's the
never say
question we have to
die.
ask. You've got to ask every guest, have you seen Goonies? Because Bill Petrie, our dear
Still
friend,
has not.
still hasn't sat down to watch the Goonies, and it's a tragedy, people.
Wow.
Everybody should private message Bill Petrie. Get on the damn board.
And give him your
Get on the
favorite
bus,
Goonies quote.
okay?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And send him a pumpkin spice latte so that he can drink along while he's watching.
Yes.
Oh.
See, I usually like to hit him with like pumpkin spice something, usually in like, I don't know, July or August, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it starts like a month earlier.
It
every
does.
year.
Yeah.
Every
That
year.
poor guy and his branding. I'm so glad that I branded myself with my love of T-Rex, dinosaurs, and hot pink, because
Fair enough.
His pumpkin spice. Poor guy.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Charity, thank you for joining us today as well.
Thank you.
It was definitely great to have you, and really enjoyed the talk about Promo Kitchen. We will see you guys next week. Take care, guys.
have a good
Bye.
time.
Bye. Good seeing you, Charity.
Bye. Good seeing you.